Title. Who really owns America's land? Billions flowing overseas versus jobs at home. America is massive, 2.27 billion acres of land. That's enough for every TikTok user in the world to have their own football field. But here's the twist. Not all of it belongs to Americans. Millions of acres of our farmland, forests, and even renewable energy sites are owned by foreign countries. Today, we reveal exactly how much land is in foreign hands, how much money leaves the U.S. every year, and what it would look like if Americans owned it instead. The difference is shocking. The U.S. covers 2.27 billion acres. Of that, around 900 million acres are agricultural, our breadbasket, but about 45 million acres are foreign-owned. That's 5% of our farmland, 2% of all U.S. land. Imagine the entire state of Florida owned by someone else. That's the scale we're talking about. So who are the biggest landholders? Canada owns 15.3 million acres, mostly timber in Maine, Michigan, Oregon, and Washington. The Netherlands owns 5.2 million acres, with huge renewable energy leases across Texas and the Plains. Italy owns 2.7 million acres, including vineyards, timber, and agribusiness. The United Kingdom owns 2.6 million acres, consisting of forests and agricultural investments. Germany and Ireland together own about 4.3 million acres. China, including Hong Kong, owns 277,000 acres, which is less than 1% of foreign-owned land. China's land holdings include Smithfield Foods hog farms in North Carolina, Missouri, Virginia, and Utah, plus a 100,000-acre ranch in Val Verde County, Texas. China doesn't own much in raw acres, but location matters. Some purchases sit close to U.S. military bases, and that's where security concerns hit hardest. Foreign-owned land in the U.S. generates between $25 and $33 billion a year, about 20 to 25 billion from crops and livestock, 3 to 5 billion from timber, and 1 to 3 billion from renewables. Net profits shipped overseas? $4 to $7 billion every year, and it's growing fast. 3 to 8% per year as farmland values and renewable leases climb. Billions made in American soil, profits exported abroad. What if Americans owned all of this land instead? Every dollar stays here. That's 25 to 33 billion a year. 4 to 7 billion in profits go to American farmers and workers instead of foreign shareholders. With multipliers, that's 40 to 55 billion in total U.S. economic activity each year. That's 250,000 to 330,000 U.S. jobs created. Farm hands, truck drivers, food processors, timber crews, renewable techs. Property taxes fund local schools, banks get stronger, rural towns thrive instead of fading. Same land, same crops, totally different outcome. Now zoom out over 10 years. Here's what happens if trends continue. At just 3% growth, 74 billion in profits leave the U.S., but 640 billion could stay if American owned. Jobs hit 380,000 by year 10. At 5% growth, 86 billion flows abroad, 740 billion stays home. Jobs climb to 450,000. At 8% growth, nearly 120 billion leaks out. But Americans could keep over $1 trillion. Jobs? Almost 600,000. That's the difference between a slow leak and a $1 trillion opportunity. Right now, foreign ownership equals 25 to 33 billion a year in revenues, with 4 to 7 billion in profits leaving the country. If Americans owned it, those dollars would multiply here, powering 40 to 55 billion in annual impact, hundreds of thousands of jobs, and nearly $1 trillion in wealth kept inside our borders by 2035. This isn't fear-mongering, it's math. And the math is clear. When America owns America, America wins. So here's the challenge. Pay attention to who's buying our land. Ask your state reps. Watch your local zoning boards. And most importantly, share this video. Because if we don't know who owns our land, We don't know who owns our future. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit subscribe, and let's make sure America's land stays American.